But now the game has changed. The script has changed. So they may find that difficult to bear with. You can still be there for someone, but in a way that you're willing to be there for them and support them, that doesn't come at your own personal sacrifice and cost. As a qualified counselor, my job is to help people to build healthy self-esteem. And this is something that I've done with countless clients. And I want to share with you 3 things that you need to consider if you're feeling low about yourself and you want to begin the journey to developing a strong, high self-esteem. The 3 areas of self-esteem that we're going to focus on in this video is in self-acceptance, self-responsibility, and self-assertiveness. By taking the time to explore these 3 areas and how they apply to your life, you will be on the journey to developing a strong, solid foundation for what a good self-esteem looks like. The first is self-acceptance, accepting who you are. And what I mean by who you are is what thoughts you have, how you feel about things, and what you currently do. And understanding that your behaviors or actions are simply a consequence of how you think or how you feel. You're not doing anything because you're a bad person. You don't feel anxiety or negative emotions because you're not capable or because you're weak. There's nothing to do with that. It's simply how you feel as a result of many complicated factors, most of which probably originated from your childhood based on your earlier experiences. You just learned to make sense of the world in a certain way. And by taking the time to dig back to your past and where things started, you'll probably have a greater understanding of why you feel the way you do and why you make certain decisions. I highly recommend you reach out to a professional therapist to help guide you towards your past and how past events have made you the person you are today. But just because the past may have influenced the way you are now doesn't mean that you can't choose and decide who you want to be in the future. And that's what this video is all about. It's about empowering you to start making the changes necessary in order to be the person you want to be. And the root of all of that is good self-esteem. Going back to self-acceptance, you need to accept what thoughts you have, the feelings, and your behaviors. You need to start there, which basically means don't judge yourself. Stop judging yourself. That critical voice you have there, I say stop. You're not going to stop. It's there automatically. It's there for a reason. But don't let yourself get downed or low by those thoughts. Just accept, yes, I don't like the way I act, or I don't like the way I feel. I don't like these things about myself. And you know what? For the first time, I'm going to say it's okay that I don't like these things about myself. I'm going to accept that I have these thoughts and these emotional burdens that I have to live with. This is simply the emotional baggage I'm carrying. But that's not what really matters. Because if you look forward to the future in terms of how you want to handle things and how you want to feel, you can change these things over time. Your feelings and your thoughts, they are not permanent fixtures. They will change over time, but it starts with you deciding when a change is needed. Now you can click up there to watch my previous video on the relationship between thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, because that's going to help you to make more sense of why you have certain thoughts or how your thoughts or feelings impact the way you behave. Now, self-acceptance is different from self-approval. Don't think that self-acceptance means I have to be happy with feeling low or having really dark thoughts. That's not what self-acceptance is. You may not like several things about yourself, but you can still accept them. Accepting something doesn't mean you're happy with it. You may not be happy with it. You may want it to change, but you're still willing to accept it and be like, it's what it is. Once you've acknowledged that first step of, I accept what's going on, now let me find a way to change things and move forward. A quick tool to share in this area is to do some journaling and mindfulness. When you are mindful and when you use meditation as a way to be mindful, you are checking in with yourself and what's going on for you at the moment. So this is a great segue into accepting yourself and being with yourself. Then you can move into journaling, which is reflecting on what's come up for you and what thoughts you're having. So this will help you to get everything out, release everything. You can kind of see what you've written and you get to just not judge yourself. It's a very nice and creative way to express how you feel without the fear of judgment or without shutting things down. Because sometimes we get a self-critical thought that represses how we're really feeling or what thought we're having. But by getting it out into a journal type exercise, you can't repress it. It's already out. And it's a great way to make sense of what's going on for you. The next step is self-responsibility. Now, this is a crucial one because once you reach the point where you are accepting of who you are, you can now shift your mindset and attention and energy into being responsible for who you are, including what changes you want to make. When you take on responsibility, you empower yourself because you are now responsible for things or events or situations where people are depending on you or where you are being accountable to something greater. And the reason this matters is because it's a kind of constant proof that you are capable of achieving things and that you are able to take on this extra level of responsibility on top of dealing with things and struggles that you may be going through. So taking responsibility really is a very assuring and powerful way of moving forward. Being responsible helps you to foster a sense of control over your life. And there's two things that it helps to address. When you take on responsibility, not just for things in your life like work or commitments, but also taking responsibility for yourself. Once you've accepted who you are and want to make a change, once you've gone through that process, you are able to easily take on responsibility because now you said, I'm accepted. These are the thoughts I'm having. This is the way I'm feeling. I know I want to change. I'm now ready to take responsibility for what's going on for me, which means not blaming other people, but it also means not looking for others for approval and assurance all the time. Like, I don't need to do that anymore. I just want to be able to feel good about myself, make changes in my own life that's going to benefit me. And then that version of myself that I develop can then go into relationships and give back to the people I really care about. But why am I living my life for other people and wanting them to approve of me or say I did a good job? You have to develop an internal sense of evaluation, which is basically means you look to yourself for comfort and assurance and credibility rather than relying on someone else to say that for you and tell you you're doing a good job. That's the cornerstone of what self-esteem is. It's relying on you to determine, yes, I'm doing a good job. No, I did not do a good job. I need to change this. This all comes down to self-responsibility. If you do actions and you're relying on other people to tell you what a good job you've done, or you're relying on the praise and adulation of others, then how much responsibility do you really take on for yourself? You're basically putting it in the hands of other people that you've always relied to tell you you're on the right track. But it's not their life, it's your life. This again comes back to taking responsibility for your life, for your decisions, and facing the difficult emotions and thoughts that you have head on, accepting them and finding a way forward. And this is what you have capability in doing and strength in doing. And this is what I do as a counselor, helping people to develop this strong internal sense of self-esteem, self-responsibility, and moving forward with their lives. So a tool in this area is that you can set yourself realistic goals, things that you want to achieve, and start small. The reason you want to start small is because you want to give yourself an easy enough targets that you know you're going to reach it, but not too easy where you feel you're just kind of kidding yourself or you're really putting yourself down even more. You want to reach a small goal. Once you've reached the goal, it's going to help give you more energy to reach the next even larger goal. So it's like this kind of positive feedback loop where the more goals you set yourself and the small enough they are, the more you'll be able to work towards the change you want to achieve. And it's not just about achieving the goal, it's also in pursuit of achieving the goal. In the fact that you are working towards something is going to also boost your self-esteem and your sense of self-responsibility as well. So we've gone through self-acceptance and self-responsibility. And the third area is self-assertiveness. Be assertive. You need to set boundaries. You need to communicate what I am no longer willing to tolerate and what I want to do. For example, you may have been relying on other people all of this time to give you praise. And now you want that to change. You want to be able to rely on yourself. And that means communicating to people that you are no longer doing things to please them, that it's not your responsibility to please them. You are only accountable for yourself. And it's not to say that you're going to say that to them directly, but there's going to be a shift when you undertake this work, not just in the way you feel and the way you carry yourself, but also perhaps in what other people expect from you. Maybe they've been used to you doing things for them and pleasing them, but now the game has changed. The script has changed. So they may find that difficult to bear with. They may be like, wow, he or she is now abandoning me. They've stopped caring about the relationship, and that's not what it is. You have not stopped caring. They just have this certain expectation of you to be there for them or do things for them. You can still be there for someone, but in a way that you're willing to be there for them and support them, that doesn't come at your own personal sacrifice and cost. Now, this journey in itself takes a long time in terms of unpacking where that even began and why do I have this need to, for example, want to please people. But this is where boundaries really come in, because you are communicating, this is what I'm prepared to do for you, and this is what I am no longer prepared to do. And with the energy you're saving through that exercise, and the more you reinvest in yourself, the more you'll be able to actually give back to those same people. Boundaries are not there to be purely selfish or give the impression you no longer care. They are there to preserve the relationship. And they preserve the relationship by preserving your own energy. You have to take the energy you've saved and reinvest it back in yourself, because you are the best investment you can make. Even if you're watching this and you're feeling low and you'd be like, no, I don't believe a word this guy's saying, that's okay too, because that's also part of the process. That's a normal reaction when you're undertaking this work for the first time. And the reason it's a normal reaction is because this is all new. You've never undertaken this exercise or this journey before. You've never asked yourself these questions. And I'm going to throw in a bonus area for you to consider. As I say in all of my videos, it's self-awareness. When you work in each of these areas, you are building self-awareness. You are understanding yourself more. It is absolutely vital, because self-awareness will not only help you to understand how you think and feel and what triggers you have, you will actually be more sensitive and attuned to the environment around you and what other people may be experiencing. And this is going to help you to tune into people's needs more, which is going to serve you in the longer run, because you'll be able to position yourself in a place where you can best support them, or you can best protect yourself in case someone is really going to be demanding of your time. So these areas are absolutely crucial when it comes to building strong self-esteem. Comment below on which of those pillars you're going to focus on first. Each of those pillars are crucial, and there's no wrong or right place to start. But for everyone, it's going to be different. There's going to be a different set of challenges in each of those areas. So I'll be really curious as to how you found this video and which of those areas you struggle with the most. Please like and subscribe. There's going to be plenty more videos coming out in the future. Thanks for watching. I'm a qualified counselor, and my videos are intended to help support you in your mental health journey. I cover various topics, and while my videos are not intended to give advice, they do include information, strategies, and tips that you can use to help you on your own journey for mental health and greater emotional resilience. If you'd like to find out more about counseling with me or to book a session, please click on my website where you can get in touch with me or find out more. Thanks for watching.